Hey Eagle Nation, Whitney Haworth here with Heather Macy, the 10th head coach in Georgia Southern women's basketball history. Coach Macy, welcome to Statesboro, Georgia and the Jack and Ruth Ann Hill Convocation Center.
It is so good to be here. I've had a great welcome in Statesboro. It is definitely the people that make this place.
Tell me about the process these last few weeks, being named the head coach, arriving in Statesboro. You're working on getting your staff and your roster put together. What have these first few days been like?
A lot of gratitude. I think from the immediate phone call that I got, the conversation I had with Chris Davis, right away I said, this is a fit. And I felt such comfortability, alignment would maybe a word that I would use. And so as things have gotten hectic and we're building the roster and we're building the staff and all the things, every day I've woken up and said, yes, are we busy? Of course we are. That's what Division I college athletics is about. But more importantly, we're super grateful to be here in this opportunity.
You've been a veteran around the coaching ranks. You've been at East Carolina, obviously coming directly from Nova Southeastern. You started your career at Pfeiffer. Just walk me through a little bit of your history for those of you that may not know who Heather Macy is.
Wow, this is gonna really age me here, but I started as a head coach at the age of 26 years old in the village of Meisenheimer. So proud of that. I'm a North Carolina girl, and to start my career in North Carolina, that was a load of fun, and quickly progressed into the Division I world. The majority of my career has been at the Division I level. I think my competitive index, that's probably the best fit, but in the same time, my ability to kind of go back and find really why I got into coaching and the love that I have for the development of people got me back into junior college. And so I went from a junior college situation back to my alma mater, all during COVID and how the world happened and things were so wild back then. But going home for me was such an amazing accomplishment, and going back to my friends and my family and just the core and the heart of who I am, and to then have an opportunity. I spent my 40th birthday in Miami, okay? I had the best time ever. And I had an opportunity to go back to Miami and coach, and I thought it was gonna be like my 40th birthday. Wasn't quite like my 40th birthday, but we still had a blast and had an impactful experience and a growth experience while we were in Florida. And so happy to be back inside of the region now.
And speaking of the region, you're no stranger to the state of Georgia as well. So when this opportunity came about, how did you kind of navigate knowing that, hey, I've worked through the Peach State, I know what kind of athletes are there, recruits are there and whatnot?
We've recruited Georgia like crazy. From my time at East Carolina to my time in Florida, we have had Georgia kids on those rosters. It is a hotbed for women's college basketball, and specifically the style of play in which we're instituting. So we want to be the fastest team in the country and go for 40 minutes and up tempo, and we have the system that we have installed. And so the athletes inside of this state, when they see how we play, they're going to want to stay home and be part of this.
All right, so speaking of that tempo, I have been able to see some of the workouts, some of the practices that you've had with the current roster, and it is fast. So tell me, what is a Heather Macy coached team look like?
Well, I think you're gonna see that we're super fit and we're really focused. And then the ability to play for one another, the connection of the team is gonna be a huge part of that, because you have to take a lot of sacrifice when you're playing as hard as what we need to play to be able to increase tempo.
When you take a look at the Sun Belt Conference and the competition that Georgia Southern will face, what are some things that maybe excite you about being in this league?
Well, let's start with what Coach Hannah and her staff did a year ago, what momentum that created. So that was looking at it kind of from the outside looking in and going, wow, what's going on over there? And so to take the momentum and be able to continue to build, to continue to grow. I think the community is out supporting. Look at this beautiful new arena that we have the ability to play in a really good league, and that we will not shy away from the fact of we are here, we have a goal, and that goal is to play in the NCAA tournament.
As you look ahead to your future right here, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, what does that kind of look like for you?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, we've done more in probably the last 20 days than I thought we may have done in 60. So not only have we actually moved because we're here, but we've hired an amazing staff, amazing humans, start there. But we have over 1,000 combined wins inside of our coaching staff. I think that's pretty impressive number. And then what we've been able to do as far as retaining the current roster, I think that's in a very healthy position. And then you're starting to see a little bit at a time on who all we've signed, and we've got very important guests here today in the next couple of days.
Tell me about your staff a little bit, about what Eagle Nation can expect from them.
I think what you can expect is discipline and passion and work ethic and a commitment to the process of what we're doing. A lot of folks that I've worked with previously, some people who I've coached, who's played inside of this system, which I think is a huge advantage inside of recruiting and also inside of the day-to-day coaching of the athletes. It's a huge advantage for an assistant coach to be able to communicate with a kid and say, when I played in this same system, I used this leg to push off to get that shot. So I think our players, as we progress and really install the system, will see that as a huge advantage.
And as you move into installing the system, you move into the summer months. I know you already basically want it to be October, November, but kind of what are your few things that you want to stress in the summer months that get us ready for that new academic year and the Heather Macy era to
Heck no,
continue?
I do not want to fast forward this thing to October. We have so many things that need to be done, and they need to be done really, really well. So I would like things to slow down a little bit
right.
to enjoy some of the process of what we're going to do, because I think this can be a really special year, but it will be about the people. Yes, we have an incredible system that we run, and I'm 100% committed to how we play. But it's the people, the people, the people, the people, the people associated with this team, the people of Statesboro, and I'm so happy and thrilled to be the leader of this team.
Well, we are thrilled for you to be here.
Thank you.
Heather Macy, welcome to Statesboro.
Thank you so much, and Hail Southern.